everybody, it's Wednesday James here. Wednesday James back from Wednesday James HQ, reporting in to have another discussion this week of another original song by Wednesday James. Today we're going to talk about 8 State Arms. Let's get it! Okay. So, in my late 20s and my early 30s, I did a pretty not insubstantial amount of touring with the Sober Cats and then the way home. All Northeast. We never got really farther than like Virginia or Pittsburgh, realistically. And we never ever made any actual money, which is a thing that I'm still struggling to figure out how to do, but especially for original music. But we played, probably every other weekend. We were kicking out doing 2, 3, 4 shows at a time. A couple of times we did a full week at a time. So just a lot of in and out and a lot of coming and going, which in a lot of ways was my favorite time of being a musician. I love going somewhere else to do the thing that I do, even though there's no one there that I know, and they probably won't show up because no one shows up to things even when I do know them. But there's just something so hopeful and so possible about, leaving your whole life behind and just getting in the van and you're off and you're, jamming to metal on the highway, because Josh drove a lot and he liked a lot of metal when he drove, and the driver gets to pick usually. So, so we just did a lot of dates, here and there and everywhere, New York, Boston. We got, I have played professionally and publicly every state in New England except New Hampshire. I played a wedding there once, but it wasn't a public gig. Got as far south as I said, just into Virginia. We got out to Pittsburgh. Personally, I've gotten out as far as Chicago to the west. But in the band, I only ever got as far as Pittsburgh. But so we would just do, we'd do 2 or 3 shows a weekend, every other weekend, kind of kick out and do a bunch of stuff, or every weekend sometimes. And it's a really exciting time to be alive and be a musician, and something that I miss very much. I'm trying to figure out how to get back on that level to some degree. Part of the problem being, of course, how do you actually get paid for it when you're not working a day job to pay for your gas and your lodging and your housing and your health insurance? How do you make this thing work? And I haven't really figured that out since I got to Texas. But so the great thing is that it's Monday afternoon, and instead of being at your boring ass bank job, you are sitting in a park in Portland, Maine, looking at the river or the ocean or whatever your deal is, or you're in DC and you're knocking around, or and there's something so just incredibly freeing and fun, and that you wake up and all you have to do that day is spend some time in the car and then sing your songs and then spend some more time in the car. It's a kind of a great feeling, and even now that I've been doing it for full time for so long, it's still like waking up on days when all I have to do is drive and play. There's a stress to it, and there's a time management issues and all that. But on the other hand, it's kind of lovely to just have your day this is what I'm doing today. What I'm doing today is I'm getting up, I'm driving to this place, I'm going to sing some songs, and then I'm going to drive to this place, sing some more songs, and then I'm going to go home. There's a real simplicity to that and a real joy to that, to me. But the problem, of course, arises when you have people in your life who are important to you who are not in your band. We all can't be the Eagles and take our entire families on tour with us all the time. So somewhere, this would have been the way home era, I guess, as I'm thinking about it. I'd had this guitar riff knocking around, which, interestingly enough, this week's rendition of the song does not use that guitar riff. But if you hear the studio record version or the either version of it that's recorded on Spotify or the other streamers, they both use the as the guitar riff. So I had this riff kind of knocking around forever and ever, and for a while I had this idea. I had figured out that if I wrote each verse / chorus / whatever as a haiku, that set of syllables lined up really nicely and could give me a nice melody. The problem is it's really hard to write that way. I don't think I ever got more than 2 haikus that fit together. uh, even a little bit, and I needed 8 or whatever. Um, so that idea kind of jettisoned just because it was in the best of ways it was hard, so I gave up. Um, so I just had this riff that I kind of liked and I didn't know what to do with, and then we were touring. We had played. I was right. So I was supposed to go on vacation with the lady I was then in a relationship with, and it timed out that I was going to be gigging the first couple days of that week. I was going to be down in Virginia, playing in Richmond, playing for a wedding, and then I was going to fly up to meet her in Maine. We were going to a week in Maine. And the day that she left to drive to Maine, like she just had one of those like just catastrophe days. Like everything kind of goes wrong. Can't find your keys, can't find your car, can't find packing, blah, blah. Everything is, everything's a miss. Everything's gone to shit. And like most of it is stuff that like having 2 people on hand would go a lot easier. But of course, I'm in Virginia, she's in Philly, trying to get to Maine. And like that's obviously the road is exhausting if you're on it all the time, which I never have been. I've never done a full-time touring thing, and I believe all the songs that say how difficult it is. I buy that, but in the sort of part-time touring thing we were doing, like the downside is the people that you leave behind, is the people that are at home trying to live their lives and they're struggling, and you're like on the phone, be like, that sucks. Yep, that's shitty. But there's nothing I can do about it. I'm literally states away from where you are. And there's just nothing to be done. And so this song kind of came out of that, sort of put that together and sort of that idea kind of developed. I wish I recalled where the phrase 8 state arms came from. That maybe just popped into my head someplace. Maybe I had counted the number of states between Virginia and Maine. Is that possible? Virginia, Maryland, Delaware. Just like if you're driving, I guess you probably go through Jersey. Yeah. New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Maine. I guess that's 8. I guess that could be the way it worked. Maybe that was my thought process. I don't recall anymore. But so it just became about, being away and being out doing the thing that matters. And I liked the idea, and again, I sort of stumbled onto it, and then I liked it, the idea that, like, on some level you get on stage and you're still singing to your people. Every night I face your way and sing my songs to say I want to reach you, I wish I had 8 state arms. You're still singing these love songs to these people, or these life songs, you're still doing your thing, and they're still part of your thing. And like facing Mecca to pray, it's just you're facing the person you're trying to sing to them, and even though you're wherever you are and they're wherever they are. I don't think that this song got finished before The Way Home split up. I don't think we ever played it in that band. I don't recall. I don't have any memories of playing it with that lineup of people. I know that I did it in the trio I did for a while after The Way Home broke, which was Mike Oxman on bass and Nick from The Way Home and Supercats on drums. I miss both those gentlemen very deeply. We had a lot of great gigs. Not a lot of great gigs. We had a handful of great gigs. It was maybe a year and a half between when The Way Home split and when I moved to the Hudson Valley. And I was still playing a bunch of solo gigs and playing in the Beatles band, the Newspaper Taxis. So I didn't do a ton of trio gigs, but I did a good number, a handful of them. I know I recorded a version of it at Sign Studios. That's on Spotify. There's like a single version of this song. I don't know if that's what it's called, but it's the one that's not on Through Private Wars. That was recorded with that trio. I think it might be one of the only things I ever recorded with that trio, which is a shame because they're great players and great dudes, and I had a great time doing it. But I don't think I have much other record of that existing aside from that single. There's a couple singles I think we did. And then I moved to the Hudson Valley, and it became part of my solo record of Through Private Wars, and I think that version is great. I like it very much. Rob Stein played guitar and produced, and Dave Anderson played bass, and Kevin Simon, my dear friend, came in from Rhode Island to play keys, and Eric Parker drummed on it. I got harmonies out of the Whispering Tree, Eleanor and Ellie, who I desperately miss, and who, if you're up in the Northeast, keep an eye out for them. They're great. They got a new record coming out, or just came out. I got to check in with that. Anyway, I really was happy with how it came out. I'm really pleased it is on the record. Again, the riff that I wrote the song from does not appear in today's version because I felt like doing something a little different. Playing it solo, I found working in open G goes a lot better than trying to do a standard tuning thing. So open G capo 2 is open A, as you would do it. Songs in A. I don't know if you needed to know that, but... so I've just come to really... I don't play it as often as I could because I don't do a ton of retuning these days, but I have more songs in open G than I used to, so maybe I'll do more of those as I go. I'm trying to bring it back in. Also, I haven't been touring in over a decade, which is terrifying. I guess I did a few solo, like, weekend runs, 2 or 3 dates, but never anything as much as I was doing with The Way Home with the Sober Cats, which was just a time that I look back on really, really fondly in a lot of ways, despite the, getting a call from your friend or your roommate or your girlfriend or whoever who's just having a meltdown kind of a day, and you're like, yep. Well, I would love to help you with that, and I would be able to help you with that if I wasn't, 1,000 miles away doing my stupid songs. So it's a song about missing your people and wishing that you could be with them, but also doing the thing that you do that you love, which is the thing that I do that I love, and it means I'm not with my people a lot. So, that's the way that the cookie crumbles, I guess, when you're living this kind of a life. So, without, I guess, do I have anything else to say about 8 State Arms? I don't think I do. I think that's pretty much it. So without further ado, here's this Wednesday James's version of 8 State Arms. I hope you enjoy. I'll see you next week. Bye, guys. Saw you call this morning. I couldn't find my phone. I was on the couch in Boston, baby. You were sleeping all alone. Your house is cold and empty. I live from town to town, and I forget the way time passes, all the times that I'm not around. If I could reach you, if I had 8 state arms, and all the facts and figures, and all the charts and graphs still haven't taught me, baby, how to fold the map. So I could reach you if I had 8 state arms. And north and south and east and west, I'm always afraid to leave the nest. And up and down and left and right, facts and figures, and all the charts and graphs still haven't taught me